everyone, it's Gretchen and I'm back with the fifth and final week of the Summer Doodles program. This week's theme is packing for vacation. Now, I know with school starting next week, not many of you are probably going to go on vacation this summer if you haven't already, but I still like this theme because there are a lot of different ways that you can personalize these doodles, and I think it's just a lot of fun. Sadly, my power got knocked out last week, so I wasn't able to make a video, but I'm here now, and I hope that all of you have power as well. And I hope that you guys have been enjoying the really nice weather that we've been having. It's nice to have some cooler weather for a break, to be able to get outside before school starts next week. So, without further ado, let's get to it and let's get doodling. First, we'll be drawing a pair of sunglasses. For this one, make sure you start at the bottom of the page, because if you start at the top, you may run out of room at the end. The first thing you'll do is make two long curved lines next to each other, but not touching. Then connect them with a third line, which should be less curved than the first two lines, almost flat. Starting on the outer points of each side of the connected line you just made, make two boxy U shapes inward. Connect with an upward curved line like the one you just used to connect the very first lines you drew. This is the frame of the sunglasses. To show the glasses have lenses, make an arched line just below the top of the frame. Stop before you cross over any other lines you have already made. Just like before, we're going to make a boxy U shape. The key here is to keep the gap between the outside of the frame and the part we are drawing now consistent. Repeat on the other side. Now we'll move on to the part of the sunglasses that goes behind your ear. We'll start on the left side. From the outer top edge of the frames, make a diagonal line until you're in line with the middle of the sunglasses. At the end of this line, make a short downward curved line. Then go back to the top of the sunglasses and starting slightly inward from the edge where you drew the first diagonal line, make a second diagonal line just like the first one. Make the very edge of it curve slightly downward, but don't make as big of a curve as you did last time. Connect the two lines with a U shape. We're going to repeat this on the other side. From the top right edge of the frames, make a diagonal line back and curve the end downward. Instead of starting the second line from the top of the frames like we did last time, we're going to start it from the side of the frames this time. As you did last time, connect the two with the U shape. And that's the basic pattern. I encourage you to try playing around with the shape of the frames and lenses. Try making them longer or rounder, etc. If you watch until the end of the video, you'll see that I drew a star shape for mine. Next up is the camera. And this one is surprisingly easy, thanks to the fact that it's made up of easy to draw common shapes. We'll start by drawing a rectangle. You can round the edges if you'd like. I went back and erased my original corners to do this, as you see me doing now. Then draw a circle in the center of the rectangle. The circle should be fairly large, but it shouldn't touch the sides of the rectangle. Then, draw a second, smaller circle inside the first. Next, draw a straight horizontal line about 1/4 of the way from the top. This helps create a border between colors, as you will see in just a moment. The important thing here is to not draw a line through your circles. When you reach a circle, pick up your pencil and move it to the other side of the circle. Once this line is in, we'll shade in the upper section created by the line we just drew. Below this now shaded section, on the right-hand side of the camera, draw a small rectangle. This is the flash, which helps light up whatever it is you're trying to photograph. And we're done with the main part of the camera already. Next, we need to add the shutter button, which tells the camera to take a photo, and the viewfinder, which lets you see what you're trying to take a picture of. These go on top of the camera. For the viewfinder, make a short trapezoid. Inside of the trapezoid, make a tiny oval. This should be centered on the camera. Then, to the right, make a short, very small rectangle to be your shutter button. And that's it. Really, you're done already. Great job. Our last doodle of this summer is a suitcase. This is a doodle where you can really make it your own. The outline is super basic and pretty much gives you a blank canvas to draw whatever patterns or pictures you want on it. First, we're going to make a large rectangle with rounded corners. This is the main part of the suitcase, the box where you would put your clothes. Then, on the left-hand side, make 2 tiny rectangles. Place them so that they divide that side into 3 equal segments. These are the hinges that hold the suitcase together when you open it up. To make the wheels, just draw 2 small circles under the suitcase. Next, we'll be making the handles. Usually, suitcases have a taller handle you can slide out to roll it along. On the top of the suitcase, make 2 lines going straight up. These should be about 1/4 of the way in from their respective side. Extend these lines up until they are about 1/4 to 1/3 the height of your suitcase. Then make a curved line to connect them. Suitcases also have handles on the side so you can pick them up and carry them as needed. For these, just make a curved line close to the suitcase on the top and right sides. And that's the whole outline. Now, this is where I want you to use your imagination. If you were to design a suitcase, what would you put on it? Maybe you've always wanted to travel to Paris, so you draw the Eiffel Tower. Or if that's a little too complicated for you, maybe just draw a pattern on it with your favorite colors. You have so many choices. And with that, we'll wrap up the Summer Doodle program. I'm so glad that you all have joined me these past months. Hopefully you enjoyed these and will use what you learned in the future. Stay safe out there and keep reading.